People conflate the Brexit referendum with Trump, and they say populism is all the same. And that's fair enough if it were all the same. If only Treason May was the same as Trump. If only she was killing globalism the way Trump killed globalism. The way on the first day Trump killed TPP, Trans-Pacific Partnership. That was a globalist treaty they were pinning all their hopes on to try and create a system of tribunals to have corporate power over government so they could sue governments if they weren't making quote-unquote profits. That was an essential piece of legislation that the globalists had been concocting up, and it had taken its form in manifestation of ACTA and SOPA and PPA and all these other trade agreements in the past that were various letters that were all totalitarian takeovers. Trump has just pulled America out of the UNESCO, so all the stolen land will be given back. You know, the UN, illegitimately and under Obama, basically ransacked so much land. The BLM and all the bureaucracy in general stole public land and made it private. We're not just talking about a bit of land, we're talking about 500 million acres. And the Paris Accord, because apparently there's global warming, isn't there? But, you know, never mind, because the Paris Accord was a sham. Even the people at the time that were environmentalists saying more needs to be done said the Paris Accord was just nothing. It was a waste of time to sign onto it, to spend all that money when China wasn't doing it and everything else wasn't doing it. It was a decoy. It was a game. We were all being lied to about globalism, we're being lied to about global warming, and we're being lied to about the nature of the global takeover. And now Trump is undoing that. He doesn't care. That's why the media want to get rid of him. That's why there is literally a destroy Trump media and a contingent of people that actually hate Trump and don't want to solve the world's problems. They want to just destroy Trump. They want to just destroy populism. They want to feel good again. They want a virtue signal. They don't want this cognitive dissonance. They've been forced to confront the world as it really is. A fraud. Oh, for a quiet life. But it's not a quiet life, is it? And we don't just get on as normal and pay our bills and pay our taxes and this, that and the other. We foment revolutions, we have paradigm shifts, and we change governments. We change and try and ensure sovereignty, we try and preserve civilization. And what happens? Well, in this country, Brexit has been betrayed completely. 8 more years in the European Court of Justice, and they get jurisdiction to decide on whether Sharia is compatible with the West. Well, it's not, but they get jurisdiction to decide. They get carte blanche to decide. This is the problem. This is why we voted for Brexit, but now we're not even leaving the ECJ till 8 years' time. People should be marching in the streets. People should be furious. Theresa May's betrayed Brexit. She's betrayed it. And so all the division that's been caused over people that are Brexiteers or people that are UKIP or people... It's all bullshit because there's no actual Brexit. Every one of the EU's demands, Theresa the Appeaser has capitulated to. Everyone! And the EU constantly say, oh, if you do this, if you violate the terms, we'll throw you out. Well, throw us out then! I'd rather get thrown out than leave voluntarily and pay 50 billion euros ransom money. We need a new leader in this country. And this is almost like a Keith Olbermann-style impassioned plea to people of the world to coup Theresa May. People of the world, we need a new government in this country. We're not getting one. And no amount of illegitimacy or crime or corruption is sinking this Prime Minister. No one. And I don't mean that the alternative is Jeremy Corbyn. I don't mean that he has to get in. I don't mean that all the, Islamic appeasement gets in and that everyone caters to his base and so on, all the terrorist sympathisers and people standing by Hezbollah. But at the same time, it's better to have a dialogue with your enemies, isn't it? I don't believe in Jeremy Corbyn anymore because he lied about Brexit. He said that we would go for Brexit and now he's saying we won't. So he's backtracked on the biggest decision, the biggest diplomatic, the biggest democratic decision the people have made in this country, and he's backtracked on it. He's betrayed all those people. So he's not a viable alternative. But then Theresa May shouldn't be leader right now. Because what is going on is actually treason. She is actually committing treason. She is Treason May. And no one ever seems to get reined in. There is no accountability, no matter whether it's the EU or whether it's the UK government. Yeah, we've got sovereignty. Yeah, we have our own corruption. Hooray, we don't need to put up with the EU corruption. Well, we're not actually leaving. We're not actually leaving. We're staying in the ECJ. We're staying in the European communities. We're staying this, we're staying that. It's just a complete... And we're paying money for nothing. It would have been better to get thrown out. But they don't want to throw us out. You see, people who say it would have been better to be thrown out, the EU need us more than we need them. And they won't throw us out. They are mugging us on the way out. They are stealing the money, and Theresa May is letting them do it. She's illegitimate. She's illegitimate like the police, like I was saying before about common purpose police. Now they're saying that it's a crime to wolf whistle, just like it was rape to kiss someone under the mistletoe. The police are illegitimate. They've been changed by common purpose, and they need to go. And the same is true of Theresa May. She's an illegitimate Prime Minister. No one voted for Remainer, Appeaser, Ditherer, Prime Ditherer, Appeaser, Treason, Mayhem, Dismay. No one voted for this old hag, this Wicked Witch of Westminster. Nobody, no Remainers, no Leavers, no one likes her, not even Tories anymore after that manifesto disaster. She's collapsing the two-party system. She's collapsing the Tory party. She's collapsing it, and she's collapsing Brexit in the same time. It's incredible watching all this treason just happen transparently in front of our eyes, and I knew it was happening, and I was warning about it because of things like UK Column talking about it, analysing where the money's going, following the money, following the links, and following that we were going to stay in the security arrangements. When you see this was happening, and then I was vindicated. I was right because UK Column was right, because UK Column was right about common purpose, because UK Column's right about everything. We and some of the people in the world have predicted this, and predicted this moment in history, in this paradigm, and we were right. We are vindicated. But we don't get an apology. And we don't get told, oh, you were right anyway. We just get told, shut up, racist. They're quite happy to smear races. They're quite happy to smear Asian people. They say, is there a problem with Asian people? They're quite happy to smear Asian people. They're quite happy to smear and destroy the credibility of men in general. All men are the problem. All Asians are the problem. Never, ever, ever, ever Islam.